The news is I'm working on some new raps or bars because I'm learning at the moment from Chris Webby. He's teaching me from a distance because I started listening to his music, and after I have really started listening to it, I realized that I was getting these insights of new rhymes coming up, which is basically how it works. Getting things from other people simply by spending time with their content. Now, I'm a little bit reluctant to go through here, but I've never made a bad experience here in my life. And now simply because I have made some experiences that you can only label as bad if you fail to see what they were trying to teach you. So I think I owe it to myself to just check if I would have the same kind of experience also now, which also works for relationships, of course, or friendship, that just because you had a fight once doesn't mean you can never be friends again. And at the same time, there are people where I would very firmly, but with an attempt to be kind, reject an offer to spend time again together. With some people, I would even go so far as to reject it probably for the rest of my life. But I'm never entirely fixed on that. But at the same time, I can also see where the path is leading me. And although I cannot see who exactly I'm going to meet and in which form, I can say that I think this is over. Like, this feels over. And maybe it's just over temporarily, which also always is an option. And at the moment, I think I'm building on friendship because it annoys me a little how much my parents are buzzing around my head to avoid spending time with each other because they fail to communicate, because they cling to the TV. And like, if you have a home or a relationship or a marriage, I would advise you to get rid of the TV and to get rid of your Xbox and your PlayStation 4, unless you can really do it occasionally and then make the entire family a part of it. Let's play Mario Party together. You could do that when it's like cold and rainy outside. You could say, hey, let's just do it with the whole family because Daddy likes to play Super Mario, but he doesn't have to do it the entire day. But everybody knows, he can do it. And I really like playing also Mario Kart and crash racing. I'm quite good at that. And the one time I realized how good I am at this was when we were at a friend's place during New Year's and we were smoking doobies and we went out to see the fireworks, and it was in Scotland. A very dear friend, to be honest, and with another dear friend, and we went back to her place and I started playing a game just on my own. And people, it was such a close call, I was racing this and I won the first two, and now it was the third race, maybe the fourth, it's hard to say now. And I was driving, I think I was Toad, I always liked Toad, I know now why. And I kept going, And just before the finish line, I was overtaken by somebody else. But then I managed to take a shortcut and take these boosters on the ground. I was like, whoosh, just pushing through. Bam! And I exploded into the space in front of my opponent. But yeah, I was on single player, which also meant I had the whole screen for myself. And I just pushed through it. And everybody was cheering like I just won the gold medal in the Tour de France. I mean, that's the kind of feeling you can get from playing computer games. And I like it. You know, when I don't know what to do, I play Wind Up Night. I play Wind Up Night, man. It's a game for Android. Maybe not specifically. You have to check that. You can probably play it on an emulator for computer. It's very intense, fast-paced. And if you want to complete every level, you have to collect the coins and you have to collect the cards. And if you like the game, always feel free to donate. If you like what I'm doing, feel free to donate. On my website, there's a donate section. It's very simple. Email address for PayPal, and also my yeah, that's the problem. I realize now, if I keep going to my parents for food and comfort, I simply reject the notion of doing this on my own, and that's the very hard thing to do. But I think it's important at the moment. It's only that I think I have to talk to a friend about this. But the truth is, I'm somebody who's in need of simply a few things. But if you believe in me, right, and you think that I'm honest about also wanting to share what I'm being given, I mean, I'm already sharing enough, I think. But, you know, I want to create space for people, lots of people, and I know what it takes to create space. And to prove that to you, that I know how to create and maintain space, I have already done so in the internet. There's a constant stream of content or communication between me and whoever is spending time with what I'm doing. And that means I can certainly hold space. And now I have to keep holding it, which is why I'm walking around with my backpack, my laptop, and I'm looking for people that allow me to use their hotspot so that I can upload content to Instagram at the moment, or maybe elsewhere. Yeah. And sometimes I also feel like you simply have to avoid people that want to avoid you. And the reason I'm saying that is quite simple. That if somebody wants to avoid you, maybe they don't trust themselves around you. You know, I don't trust myself around the guy that was threatening me, possibly with a knife. Because if this would go down to a life and death situation and or struggle, then I would probably have to fight for my right to live. And as I'm trying to lead a somewhat peaceful life, I'm more or less reluctant to give people the opportunity to test how strong my punch really is, because, you know, I have an awful lot of strength, and I show that simply by doing what I love and having the strength to avoid violent confrontation is also strength. And some people think it's weakness. Yeah. And sometimes it's really hard. It's like, do you go there or do you go there? Oh wait, I think I'm gonna go here. You always have to take care of yourself. Make sure you feel at least a little bit good about what you're doing. And the rest, like the stomach cramps and the sweating and the, you know, being on edginess and the, you know, growing feeling of mania is basically just a symptom of, you know, I'm about to awaken to a certain kind of truth. You know, I'm about to push through some kind of barriers, some kind of boundaries. And when you are roaming life as I am, as a spiritual seeker, as a diver into darkness and energy, then you also will realize eventually that there is a certain gratification about reaching inner goals. Because my goals are all in here. You know, I've shared some of them with you, but, you know, the most prevalent goal, prevalent is probably, you know, I have to push through. I have to push this through because I've been guided to realize that I can do this. And I firmly believe that I can. I was always Naruto when I watched this. I was always Harry Dresden when I read the Dresden Files. I was always Harry Potter. And I was always, and future Dumbledore, of course. Maybe present and future. Or maybe I was the entire book. And that's why I feel it very, you know, strongly that I reject any notion that Joanne K. Rowling is evil. Because I think that woman is a rolling stone. And if she has a tattoo on her hand, and they say it's like, they say it reads Salve and something else, and then they say that's like demonic. But sorry, wasn't Jesus doing the same hand gesture? He was doing this and this. This is receiving. I receive. The feminine is that which gives. You know, feminine gives life. So I receive it, maybe. And this is where I give. The cosmic, hold up the energy. You know, I channel energy from down to up. This is how it works. But it's also a cycle, which means the energy that comes from up also goes down, you know, being reintroduced into each other. And that's why sometimes you have to reintroduce yourself to nature. And Nature is a song that I wrote criticizing Nate Feuerstein. Ha! Peace out.